There's a story about you playing in an infamous pickup game with Michael Jordan when you were 16 years old.
First of all, MJ, Antoine Walker, and the rest of those guys did not let young guys get on the court at all. And I was 16 years old. I was sophomore in high school. And it takes a while to get on the court. It's usually when the older guys, they get tired and they don't want to play no more. They like whatever. But I did. And I was able to get on the court alongside. I was on the court with Michael Jordan, Antoine Walker, Penny Hardaway.
Who guarded you?
Nobody. I was unguardable.
Imagine this. You're 16 years old, stepping onto the same court as Michael Jordan, Penny Hardaway, and Antoine Walker. While your friends are stressing over high school exams, you're going head-to-head with the greatest to ever do it. And LeBron? He didn't just play, he held his own against MJ himself. Fast forward 20 years, and the same debate still won't die.
You cannot tell me in a one-on-one game now that LeBron James would dominate Mike. LeBron James, 6'9", 260 pounds. If the game was at 7, I think LeBron would win 7-3.
Did you just say into a microphone that LeBron James would beat Michael Jordan
in a
one-on-one?
One-on-one match. LeBron James is 6'9", 260. He moves like a guard.
Michael Jordan was all defensive first team 9 times.
Okay.
LeBron James was 5 times.
Okay.
Michael Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times.
Okay.
LeBron James led the league in scoring once.
Okay.
LeBron or Jordan? Who's really better? Now, in this video, I don't mean to disrespect Jordan, LeBron, or anyone, and we should also note that both of them were really good in their different eras. But when talking about who is better, greater, or even who looks cooler playing, we are to put a lot of things into perspective. And let's be real, the GOAT debate will never end. And to be clear, Jordan was a killer. 6 rings, a global icon, clutch performances, and the face of basketball for decades. But when you strip away the nostalgia and look at the numbers, LeBron James has outperformed him in almost every way. And if we're talking longevity, dominance over time, and the ability to defy the laws of aging, it's LeBron. And the stats back it up. Most NBA players dominate for about 5 to 7 years before father time catches up. By their mid-30s, their athleticism declines, injuries pile up, and they go from superstars to super liabilities. Even the greatest aren't immune. Jordan? 8 elite years. Kobe? 10. Kareem? Maybe 12. But LeBron? He's been an unstoppable force for 2 full decades. Since entering the league in 2003, LeBron has been averaging at least 25 points per game for 20 straight seasons. No one in NBA history has done that. And the craziest part? He's not just scoring, he's doing everything. Year after year, he's still there. Outrunning, outjumping, and outplaying guys half his age. At 39, he's still putting up superstar numbers at an age when most players are either retired or sitting on the bench. Fans love to bring up his higher points per game average, but that's just because Jordan didn't play long enough to decline. LeBron scored more, for longer, and of course, more efficiently. Let's look at this graph tracking LeBron's total points, assists, and rebounds in his career. Every point on the graph represents his combined averages for each year of his career. And just look at the consistency. Year after year, the numbers stay elite. Most players hit their peak and drop off, but LeBron, his decline, is still better than most players' primes. This season, LeBron is averaging 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists per game. That's a total of 42 combined stats every night. Now, in the NBA, anything above 40 is elite territory, and LeBron has done this in 17 different seasons. 17! For reference, Kobe only had 10. Jordan had 11. Kareem, only 9. Now, here's Michael's total points, assists, and rebounds in his career. Of course, some fans will say, yeah, but other legends were still this good late in their careers. Who exactly? Kobe? Kareem? Karl Malone? They don't even come close. And if that wasn't enough, he is the only player in NBA history to join the 40K 10K 10K club. No one else is even close. 40,000 career points, most all-time. 20 All-NBA selections, most all-time. 10 NBA Finals appearances. And let's not forget his three-pointers percentage, 35% compared to LeBron's 32%. Jordan was a killer, but his peak didn't last forever. LeBron? He's rewriting what longevity actually means. If we look at the actual stats, The competition LeBron faced was objectively tougher than what Jordan dealt with. Average opponent win percentage in the finals. LeBron, 69.8%. His opponents averaged 57 wins per season. Jordan, 66.3%. His opponents averaged 54 wins per season. Finals. Opponents with 3+ Hall of Famers. LeBron 4, Spurs, Celtics, and twice at Warriors. Jordan, 0. Not a single one of Jordan's finals opponents had 3 Hall of Famers at their peak on the same team. Every single one of LeBron's toughest opponents did. Jordan's Bulls were the dominant team of the 90s. Once they peaked, they never ran into a team better than them. LeBron, on the other hand, had to deal with the most stacked team in NBA history. The 2017 Warriors had 73 wins in 2016, the most in NBA history. Then they added Kevin Durant, who was coming off a season averaging 28.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, 5 assists. Went 16-1 in the playoffs, the most dominant run ever. Jordan never had to face anything like that. In fact, Jordan never once played a finals opponent that had multiple MVPs on the same team. LeBron had to go up against Curry and Durant, 2 MVPs at the peak of their powers and playing together. And yet, in 2016, LeBron did something Jordan never had to. He took down a 73-win team in the finals. First team to come back from a 3-1 deficit in NBA Finals history. LeBron led in every major statistical category: points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. The first time any player has ever done that in the finals. Game 7, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 blocks, including the block on Andre Iguodala.
Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection! Great pass by Curry, running hard by Iguodala, and superhuman defensive recovery by LeBron James.
That single championship run was tougher than any of Jordan's 6. Jordan fans love the tougher era talk. They talk about hand-checking, physical defense, and how the game was more brutal in the 90s. But let's be for real. LeBron faced a tougher road to his championships than Michael Jordan ever did. Jordan's biggest playoff threats was the Bad Boy Pistons, 1988 to 1990, who won 2 championships but were never a true dynasty. After Jordan's Bulls beat them in 1991, they fell apart. In the 1990s, Knicks were known for their tough defense but weren't serious contenders. Their only finals appearance came in 1999, when Jordan wasn't even playing. The Utah Jazz, 1997 to 1998, had stars like Stockton and Malone but lacked a third superstar. The toughest team Jordan faced in the finals was probably the 1993 Suns, led by MVP Charles Barkley. But they still didn't have a second superstar. On the other hand, LeBron's biggest playoff threats were insane. First, the San Antonio Spurs, 2007, 2013, 2014. The Spurs were a super strong team that won 5 championships from 1999 to 2014. They had amazing players like Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, and they were led by Greg Popovich, one of the smartest coaches ever. While Michael Jordan was playing, he never had to face a team with that much talent and such a great coach at the same time. Then, the Boston Celtics' Big Three, 2008 to 2012.
Pierce staring down LeBron James, and then rising up against a contest and puts it right down the middle. Struggling all night long with his shot. One of the underrated clutch players in the NBA.
From 2008 to 2012, 3 superstar players, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen, joined forces on the Boston Celtics. They teamed up to try and stop LeBron James from winning championships. By the time they became teammates, all 3 were already on their way to the Hall of Fame. Jordan never had to go against 3 superstar players working together like that. Then later, Golden State Warriors also came in from 2015 to 2018. The Warriors were one of the hardest teams any player has ever faced. In 2016, they won 73 games, more than any other team in history, while having stars like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. After that, they added Kevin Durant, who was one of the best players in the world. This gave them 4 of the best players in the league, all in their prime. Jordan never had to play against a team with that much talent all at once. And Jordan fans always bring up the physicality of the 90s, but that argument falls apart when you look at the numbers. Average defensive rating, lower equals harder to score. 1996 NBA, Jordan's 72-win season, 107.6. 2016 NBA, LeBron's 3-1 comeback, 106.3. Defense was actually tougher in 2016 than it was in 1996. The 90s had more hand-checking, sure, but it also had less sophisticated defenses, no zone defense, and fewer athletic defenders. For decades, the GOAT conversation has been stuck in the same loop: rings, points, MVPs. But those numbers don't tell the full story. Because when the game clock hit 0, who really left a mark? LeBron James or Michael Jordan? This isn't just about who dominated on the court, it's about who really changed the world. Michael Jordan. The name is legendary. The Jumpman logo is everywhere. The shoes, timeless. Jordan didn't just win in basketball, he won in business. His sneaker empire turned him into a billionaire. He bought an NBA team, Charlotte Hornets, and he made basketball look cool and helped it go international. See, when Jordan was at his peak, he had the biggest voice in sports, but he chose not to use it. In 1990, a crucial Senate race was happening in North Carolina, Jordan's home state. Harvey Gantt, a black man, was running against Jesse Helms, a racist politician with a long history of opposing civil rights. Helms wasn't just a regular politician. He was a man who fought against Martin Luther King Jr. His birthday becoming a holiday. A man who stood against desegregation. Sucks. Gantt had a real shot at making history, and many expected Jordan to take a stand. What did Jordan say? Republicans buy sneakers too. With those 4 words, Jordan made it clear that his focus was business, not activism. On his brand, not change. And he stuck to that mindset. Even when racial injustice became a major national issue in the 90s, Jordan stayed quiet. To be fair, decades later, he donated millions to black organizations. But at the time when his voice could have made the biggest difference, he chose silence. Compare that to Muhammad Ali, who risked his career to stand against the Vietnam War. Or Colin Kaepernick, who sacrificed everything to protest police brutality. And that's where LeBron James enters the conversation. LeBron is a completely different story. From Trayvon Martin to Black Lives Matter, from police brutality to voter suppression, LeBron has been one of the most vocal athletes ever. In 2012, after Trayvon Martin was killed, LeBron and the Miami Heat wore hoodies in solidarity, forcing the sports world to talk about racial injustice. In 2014, after Eric Garner's death, he led NBA players in wearing "I Can't Breathe" shirts during warm-ups. In 2016, when Fox News told him to shut up and dribble,
NBA superstar LeBron James is talking politics again. You're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
LeBron doubled down, proving that athletes aren't just entertainers, they're leaders. And his impact didn't stop with activism. He built the I Promise School, giving free education and resources to underprivileged kids in Akron. LeBron launched More Than a Vote, fighting against voter suppression in black communities. He even called Donald Trump a bum for attacking athletes. And also yesterday, I found out Trump is a rapper. Go check out his Spotify. Anyways, let's get back to the discussion. He became a billionaire, just like Jordan, but instead of playing it safe, he used his influence to uplift his community. LeBron never ran from the responsibility that comes with being the face of the NBA. He embraced it. And hold on, nobody is saying Jordan wasn't incredible. That man is a legend. But the facts are the facts. LeBron has surpassed him in almost every major category. And if you've made it this far, subscribe.